What's going on, guys? It's your boy Chef Raedar, and we are going to make some brisket mac and cheese today, right from scratch. Mac and cheese, everyone's favorite lunch item. Can it get much better? Nope. Only if you add brisket. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to take these ingredients that are in front of me right now. We're going to get it in this pan, and we're going to make a beautiful brisket mac and cheese. So if you do not know what these ingredients are, we've got a little bit of white wine here, garlic powder, salt, pepper, lots of brisket. I have what's called Velveeta cheese over here. Some people may say it's a cheat way, but hey, if it makes life easier, it makes life easier, right? And then we got our cooked macaroni noodles here. And the most important part, to make it saucy, our milk. So we are going to start by getting some milk into our pan here. I want to have it on about medium heat. So we're going to get the pan, or get the pot going, add in our milk, about 2 cups. I'm eyeballing it, but you guys can be a bit more precise. And that looks like 2 cups there. And we are going to wait until this milk hits scalding or simmering, and just so it starts to bubble, and then we are going to hit it with our cheese and get that in there, start melting. And then once that is melted and we have a nice consistency, we will add in our white wine and go from there. But yeah, stay tuned. We will check in once this is at simmer point. So we are at simmer point. You'll notice it's starting to bubble, starting to boil. The one thing you're gonna wanna watch is milk likes to foam and foam up, and right here, you start to see it's starting to just shoot right up to the top. So we want to kill our heat as much as we can. Bring that down. Oh, not off completely though. Bring that down so that it doesn't foam. And also, if you get your whisk in there and stir, that'll also keep the foam down. But now that we are at simmer point, we are going to take our Velveeta cheese and get it in there without splashing ourselves too much. Now, for all you haters of Velveeta cheese and say, oh, it's fake, it's plastic, it's actually just real cheese melted into milk and making a paste of already melted cheese. So it just makes your life a little bit more easier when you're trying to make cheese sauces and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna temper this and keep stirring so that nothing burns, but we're just gonna slowly work this cheese and remelt it so it makes one consistent sauce. Now this is also one of the times where you can kind of use your own judgment. If you want it to be a little bit more watery of a sauce, if you want it to be nice, thick and sticky, well, thick and sticky, you would want to add a bit more cheese so that you get a bit more of a thick sauce. However, I'm keeping in mind that we're putting in cooked pasta, and there is starch on all of those noodles that is going to also help to thicken the sauce a little bit. That's why I've gone with only about 2 cups of milk and 2 cups of cheese. So that way, once we get the noodles in there, it's not going to be too thick. You're still going to have a nice consistency. So as you can see here, we're almost fully incorporated. A little bit longer. And we will start to add in our other ingredients. So the next thing I'm going to add is our white wine. I've got about a half a cup, and that's going to go right in there. You can use any kind of white wine. I'm just using an actual cooking wine, so it's got a bit of salt in there as well. So I'm going to keep that in mind when I go and actually salt everything. At this point, throw in our 2 cups of brisket. All right, and we're gonna grab our spatula and just let that mix in there and simmer a little bit so that all the fat in the brisket can render down and become nice, soft and tender. So as that's sitting there, Beautiful. We'll let that go. I'm going to add in a couple pinches of pepper and a couple pinches of salt. And probably the most important thing in mac and cheese, you gotta get some nice garlic in there. Everybody loves garlic. If you don't like garlic, something's wrong with you. All right, incorporate that in. And then we are going to let this reduce down a little bit just to concentrate some of the flavors. And by a bit, I mean probably about 5 minutes, nothing much. We will then go into actually assembling our mac and cheese. Now we are at a consistency I am starting to like, still a little bit watery, but that is going to change once we switch pans and start to assemble our mac and cheese. So I'm gonna set this just in front right now. And we are going to get this guy back going and bring in this pan. And we're gonna get that heated up. Remember, like in, I think it was our taco video, we talk about heating the pan up first and letting the heat expand it before we actually go and do anything. So we are gonna give this guy a little, now that she's hot, this guy, wow, I'm all over the place. But give that a nice little spray, and we're going to get some of our sauce and get it in the pan. And you see how it starts to boil off almost immediately because it is already hot. So about 3 scoops I'm doing. Again, this is all at the point of personal preference. How if you want it more saucy, if you want it less saucy, we are going to let that bubble away a little bit. And while we're doing that, I've got a little bit of just a 3 cheese mix that you would get at any grocery store. And we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of that in there just to add a little bit more of the cheese flavor. And while that's there, time to hit it with our mac noodles. So again, this is about 2 cups of mac noodles to about, I'd say 12 ounces of sauce. And we're gonna grab our spatula and just work that sauce in there. Again, don't expect you guys to be able to do that, but I'm not a huge fan of just stirring away. So at this point, our sauce is cooked. We've got our cooked noodles in there. We've got our cooked brisket, so we're really getting this up to the temperature that we are wanting. All right. Once we are there, give that one more toss. Look at that beauty. You may think we are done, but not quite yet. We're gonna flatten that out, get our burner off. And to me, it is not mac and cheese unless you top it with lots of cheese. Almost needs to be like lasagna when you pull it out and you got that nice cheesiness on top. So what we are going to do is get all this cheese on top. And we are going to hit it in the oven. So I'm going to throw it in the oven at about 400 degrees. And for about 5 minutes, just to get this brown and melted and all gooey, ooey, ooey fun stuff on top. All right, so this guy's heating up. As soon as it's heated up, we're gonna throw this guy in there. And we are almost there, folks. Almost there, almost ready to taste this goodness. So, well, Josh and I are almost ready to taste this goodness. You guys gotta do it yourself at home before you can taste it. So, while we're waiting for that to heat up, I'm gonna run through some ingredients that we used again. So in here we had half a cup of white wine. We had approximately 2 cups of milk, give or take if you want it to be a bit more liquidy, a bit more watery. We had 2 cups of diced brisket, salt and pepper to taste. Some people like it saltier, some people like it a bit more peppery. So go by taste. We did about a pinch of both, and by a pinch I mean about that, if that makes sense. Then we had about two pinches or 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, and then 3 cups of cooked noodles and 2 cups of our Velveeta cheese, and then it was about a cup that we ended up doing on top. So that being said, this oven likes to heat up pretty quickly, so we're gonna throw this in there. Can you tell that Trust Food Works is a smoked meat company? There's still smoke in the oven. Yeah. Anyway, 5 minutes, and I'm gonna clean up, check back in once that's melted, and we are gonna plate it and make it look absolutely beautiful. All right, so we'll see you in about 5. All right, we are ready to plate. I'm gonna grab this guy. Oh, look at that goodness. We got nice, beautiful melted cheese on top. Look at that. Oh, let's see if we can. Oh yeah, look at that. That is. Oh yeah. All right, so now that we've got that nice goodness, let's bring our plates over here. Scrape our sides a little bit and work this right into our bowl. Now, as much as we're ruining that top, that's going to be nice gooey cheese all throughout. Look at that. Let's. Woohoo! That is the sign of a beautiful mac. The sign. That is the sign of a beautiful mac and cheese, my friends. All right. Now all that's left, make it look a little nice. I'm taking some of my house barbecue, that sauce that I serve at Trust Food Works. And there we have it, my friends. Beautiful from scratch mac and cheese with brisket in it. So brisket mac and cheese, like the title actually says. Come on, Mike. But yeah, now all that's left is for Josh and I to taste it, and you guys to make it at home and taste it yourselves. So, Josh, you ready?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go grab spoons and we're gonna dig in. All right, moment of truth. I'd hope with all my years of experience in the kitchen, it does taste good, but you always got to figure it out. Muy bueno, my friends. That's the extent of my Spanish, by the way. But, oh, I gotta have some more. Josh, you want to dig in? See if you can handle the camera with one hand and eat this with the other?
I don't know if I can, man.
Oh, it's a challenge. Yep. Yep. That's about all I can say is yep, that is delicious. So, that's all for today, guys. Brisket mac and cheese. Try it at home. Let me know. I purposely gave you a bit more of the measurements this time, so you guys can have a bit more knowledge when you guys hit the kitchen. So yeah, try it out. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, shout out my boys, Resort Life Clothing. Working on a little project with them. Stay tuned on that. But yeah, Resort Life, what's your resort life? I know mine, behind the smoker in the middle of the country, making some mac and cheese. So we'll see you guys next week. Thanks again for tuning in. And like I said, like and subscribe.